As the steam engine roared, the Industrial Revolution catapulted mankind towards a dazzling future. Travel by carriage took hours, but the first trains shaved minutes off the journey.
The first rudimentary automobiles appeared,
Each innovation bringing us closer to a future where distance would mean less and less. And then came the 1950s and 1960s. Aviation was booming, breaking through the barriers of distance and geography. As airplanes conquered the skies, they promised a world without borders. But as humanity gazed upwards, something extraordinary happened right before our eyes.
On the surface of the water, far from the dizzying heights of jetliners, a new miracle emerged. It glided effortlessly over the waves, seeming almost magical, and so the legend began. It worked on a simple but groundbreaking principle: create a cushion of air underneath the hull, allowing it to float above the surface without touching it. The idea wasn't new, but now with advances in technology and engineering, it was becoming a reality. It could move across land, water, and even ice. At that time, it seemed like there was nothing that couldn't be solved. Every new invention brought the promise of a better, more convenient life. The future seemed dazzling. So how did it happen that hovercraft never really took off despite their incredible potential? Let's dive deep into the fascinating history of hovercraft to find out. Christopher Cockerell, a man who understood the physics of hovercraft like the back of his hand, invented the first functional hovercraft model in 1955 and patented it. In the same year, the British government noticed the amazing capabilities of the hovercraft. They saw a chance to lead the pack in this exciting competition, grabbing the attention of the entire world. Christopher Cockerell, the father of hovercraft, had a hunch that he was onto something big. His vision of a swift, versatile mode of transportation gliding effortlessly across land and sea was finally taking shape. He called it the hovercraft, a term that blended the concept of hovering in the air with the word craft. It was a seamless fusion of engineering and imagination. The first hovercraft model was far from the giants that dominated headlines in the coming years. Built in a shed in his own backyard, it was a humble beginning for a technology that promised to revolutionize travel. This modest prototype laid the foundation for an era of innovation, propelling hovercraft onto the world stage. Christopher Cockerell's invention captured the public's fancy. By the end of the 1950s, the British government had invested heavily in hovercraft research. By 1959, the world's first hovercraft, the Saunders Roe Nautilus I, was ready. It was a milestone achievement. The SRN-1 didn't just stay in a lab, it made a splash when it crossed the English Channel. It proved that this new technology actually worked. Hovercraft were here to stay, but the SRN-1 was just the start. The British government envisioned bigger things, much bigger. What followed was a series of larger, more powerful models. Among them, the SRN-4 series stood out as true technological monsters, stretching nearly 56 meters in length with a wingspan of 24 meters and weighing up to 300 tons when fully loaded. These giants could carry up to 400 passengers and 60 cars. With a top speed of up to 130 kilometers per hour, they cut through the waves at an astonishing pace. Imagine traveling across the English Channel in just 35 to 40 minutes. The SRN-4s were a game-changer. They opened a new era in travel. These marvels of engineering changed the way people thought about transportation. They eliminated the need for dedicated ports, docking directly on the beach, or any flat enough shore. It didn't matter where you wanted to go, the Senior N4 could get you there in record time. The official launch of the Senior N4 in the late 1960s signaled the dawn of a new era. These behemoths ruled the roost, showcasing the power and versatility of hovercraft technology. The world marveled at their ability to traverse land and water with equal ease, bridging distances and connecting communities. However, these giants were not all smooth sailing. While the SRN-4 revolutionized transportation, they also faced challenges. Maintaining lift required powerful engines that consumed huge amounts of fuel. And as fuel prices rose in the 1970s, operating costs skyrocketed. Each trip across the English Channel was a financial strain. The revenue generated by passengers and vehicles could not keep up with the rising costs. Despite their popularity, the Senior N4S suffered a financial blow. In addition to soaring fuel costs, hovercraft faced another major setback: noise pollution. The powerful fans and engines emitted a deafening roar, making every journey an auditory assault. This not only disrupted the peace of nearby residents, but also limited the places they could operate. As passenger numbers declined, hovercraft became a symbol of economic strain rather than progress. The end of an era was inevitable. The giant hovercraft made a significant contribution to the technological achievements of the 20th century. They pushed the boundaries of engineering and innovation, leaving an indelible mark on the history of transportation. Their legacy continues to inspire awe and wonder, reminding us of humanity's relentless pursuit of progress. Over the years, the original enthusiasm for hovercraft faded. The dream of a world connected by these wonders of technology receded into the realm of nostalgia. Yet the spirit of innovation lives on. The concept of a floating vehicle without physical contact with the ground may have seemed like a panacea in the minds of enthusiasts, but in reality, it had its limitations. While hovercraft glide effortlessly over the surface, avoiding friction, this very feature presented unique challenges. They must constantly generate lift to stay afloat. Like airplanes that can glide when their engines fail, hovercraft rely on continuous lift. This technical limitation resulted in high fuel consumption, increasing operational costs exponentially. Each step forward brought new challenges. As hovercraft became larger and more ambitious, the complexity and cost of construction increased dramatically. The dream of a global hovercraft network remained just that, a dream. In the face of escalating costs, economic viability took a back seat to financial feasibility. Maintaining a hovercraft in operation meant burning through tons of fuel daily, impacting operational costs. While passenger fares could be raised to offset expenses, this led to a decline in demand. Hovercraft, once seen as an affordable and accessible mode of transportation, became synonymous with high costs. This economic backlash forced many hovercraft companies to downsize their operations or even cease operations altogether. The initial enthusiasm gave way to harsh economic realities. And the noise, oh the noise. As the fans and engines revved up, the cacophony echoed across the landscape. This noise not only disturbed the tranquility of local residents, but also posed a challenge to expanding hovercraft networks. Cities and communities near landing sites opposed hovercraft operations due to noise pollution, limiting their usefulness and effectiveness. The era of giant hovercraft lasted only a few decades. Factors such as fuel consumption, economic constraints, noise pollution, and technical complexity eventually led to their downfall. Despite their potential, they never truly took off on a large scale. Today, they are mostly relegated to specialized military applications, rescue operations, or niche uses in remote locations. Looking back, the story of the giant hovercraft serves as a reminder of the unpredictability of technological advancement. Their sudden rise and fall captures the essence of innovation. In the relentless march of progress, they remind us that not every groundbreaking idea finds lasting success. Despite their relatively short lifespan, the legacy of giant hovercraft remains. Their contributions to engineering, innovation, and our fascination with air cushion technology continue to captivate us. The question remains, what if we had the chance to start over? Would we make the same choices, or would we explore different applications for this remarkable technology? Only time will tell. However, as time marched on, a new set of challenges emerged. Hovercraft are particularly vulnerable to weather conditions. Strong winds, large waves, and uneven terrain can cause imbalance, leading to crashes or interruptions in service. This vulnerability made hovercraft less reliable than conventional ships, which have deeper hulls that provide more stability. Additionally, the operation and maintenance of large hovercraft fleets proved to be financially challenging. Building, operating, and maintaining a large fleet of vehicles proved prohibitively expensive, making it difficult for hovercraft to compete economically with traditional ferries or airlines. By the late 1990s, most passenger hovercraft services had shut down. The glorious chapter of giant hovercraft came to an end. As we look back on the era of giant hovercraft, we can't help but feel a sense of wonder and nostalgia. Technological marvels left an indelible mark on our imagination, promising a future where travel was faster and easier than ever before. However, their story is also a reminder that not every brilliant idea can stand the test of time. The challenges they faced, from fuel consumption to economic pressures, ultimately led to their demise. But the legacy of the giant hovercraft lives on in our memories and in the annals of technological history. They remain a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless pursuit of progress. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.